I met Richard on a dating app called Suited. I know, my friends have never heard of it either. They called it sketchy, claimed that they didn't trust anything that had fewer than 10 reviews in the App Store. But Tinder was for hookups, and although I considered myself an independent woman, I wasn't interested in being forced to make the first move on Bumble. So I searched elsewhere. And after downloading and deleting about a dozen obscure apps, I finally stuck to Suited. Mostly because I started talking to Richard, and for some unknown reason, he wasn't willing to give out his phone number. So we continued speaking exclusively over the app. I mean, it's not like it made that much of a difference, right? The app notified me whether he sent a message, so it was like we were texting. It was like we were a normal couple. What was the difference if he never sent me an actual text? If he wouldn't call me on my cell? If he refused to use Skype, but was fine using the video chat that was included in the dating app? I could still see him, face to screen. I could still hear his slight accent. I could still trust him. We never went on any official dates, because we lived miles apart, but we would set aside an hour after work and 3 hours on the weekends to talk. About my catering job, about my night classes, about my big city dreams. He mostly listened, throwing in a comment or a laugh here and there. When he talked about his life, he stuck to simple topics, his dog and his dinner plans. He was quiet. So what? Doesn't every woman want that? A good listener? My friends should have been jealous, happy for me. But they winced at every story I told them, assuming he was playing me, that he was trying to get something out of me, or that he was catfishing me, plain and simple. God, I miss the days when I thought being catfished was the worst thing that could possibly happen to me, when I thought a little bit of mace would protect me from getting raped and murdered by a man 30 years older than the one I was set to meet. But that's not what happened, of course. He wasn't lying about his name, or his dog, or his job. He wasn't even lying about his age. Not really. But after 3 months of criticism from my friends, my suspicion got the best of me, so I booked a ticket to London. I needed to meet him, just to prove them wrong. I didn't see any reason to keep them waiting. I had the money for the plane, for the meals, and for a hotel room if he wanted to keep it old-fashioned. He was always wearing vests and sweaters and stylish hats like someone that stepped straight out of the 50s, and he never tried to sext or get me to send nudes. A perfect gentleman. I was halfway to the airport, inside of an Uber with a ton of leather suitcases, when I told him the good news, that I was on my way, that I'd be on his stoop by the next morning. I didn't receive the reaction I had hoped for. There wasn't any exclamation points or heart emojis. No nervousness or excitement. Instead, he begged me to return, to turn the car around. He told me he hoped I could get a refund on the ticket. "You don't understand," he said. "If you fly to London, I won't be there." That's when he admitted that he actually lived in the same country as me, the same state, the same neighborhood. After I initiated a video call to curse him out, near tears, he told me where I could find him. So I had the Uber rerouted. As we drove, he explained that he'd won some sort of contest and was given his first cell phone, an advanced piece of technology, with this app, and only the app available on the screen for him to use as a prize, along with a select group of people, that it was part of some classified research study run by the government. He wasn't allowed to tell anyone about it, about me. Then he dropped the biggest piece of bull a boy had ever tried to use to ghost me, that he wasn't from my time. We could never meet, he claimed, It would be physically impossible. Our timelines don't cross. He went on about how his special phone and the partnering app could do more than allow two people to talk from a distance, that it would allow them to talk between time periods. What? I whispered, because screaming was the only other option. You want me to believe that you're from the future? No, I don't want you to believe I'm from the future. Right then, the Uber stopped. The driver told me we'd reached our destination, the address that Richard had given me. When I got out of the car, I saw gravestones, miles and miles of gravestones. And in the very first row, there was a chipped stone in the shape of a cross with Richard's name scrawled across it. And 6 feet under, Richard was there.